Today, I'll talk about my main interest in training English teachers. In order to develop excellent English teachers, it is necessary to acquire advanced teaching methods as well as English language skills. To achieve this, I'd like to focus my research and learning mainly on the following 3 points. Number 1, extensive reading and listening. As a means to improve students' English proficiency, starting from very plain English, I aim to research and develop a scaffolding method for English classes and autonomous learning where there is a large amount of input in the form of English reading and listening. I'd like to dramatically increase students' absorption in both reading and writing and study learning methods that connect the large amount of absorbed English with a natural and smooth ability to speak and write. For classes, I'd like to develop methods that equip students, after extensive reading, to read carefully, prepare for tests, and subscribe to papers and technical books. At the same time, I'd like to clarify an actual path for students that enables them to understand lectures, take part in discussions, and to give presentations in English. At present, there is disagreement in the English education community in Japan between traditional grammar translation classes and the new communication-oriented classes. Extensive reading could become a new third path to end this rivalry. By absorbing a large amount of English sentences, beginning with just a very easy picture book, a student could become proficient in everyday basic words and meet the social demands for which communication is important. I believe that the introduction of intensive reading and extensive listening in parallel with extensive reading will improve students' ability to read intellectually advanced books and improve their scores in TOEIC and certification exams. Number 2, research into reading instruction methods. I would like to research a teaching method through which students, when they go on to become junior and senior high school teachers, can develop a reading lesson that does not cause their students to dislike English, but one that ensures that students enjoy reading English. I usually use essays, English newspapers, literary works, and their retold editions for reading in class. After reading an essay, I get the students to connect it with the activity of writing essays in English on topics with which they are familiar. With English language newspapers, I establish a teaching method for speed reading so that the class can grasp the main points of the articles quickly and accurately. By reading English newspapers, I educate students to be interested in the politics, history, and culture of Japan and the international community. By having the students experience the joy of reading literary works, and both in the original and retold editions in parallel, I aim to develop the students' ability to compare styles, to enhance their vocabulary, and to improve their capacity to paraphrase and summarize a text. There are reading class methods that incorporate intensive reading, paragraph reading, translation to Japanese, classes that only use English, or extensive reading, but I would like to research a class method that makes use of every one of these features. Students who want to become teachers want to study both the reading materials and teaching methods that use them. In the future, I hope to develop and publish my own textbook for reading. Number 3, research into reading aloud. I believe reading aloud is the basis of learning English. I want to research and practice lessons in which students can actively read aloud as a part of their English learning and feel their English proficiency improving. When students are individually chosen in class to read aloud, very few students are able to read aloud successfully. After talking with the students, it turned out that many of them had hardly ever read aloud. When asked to read aloud, many students gave next to no thought about intonation or rhythm, paused in unnatural places, and had poor pronunciation. Many had little understanding about what the text actually meant. I want to convey through my class that intensive reading is a major premise of reading aloud, and that when reading aloud, it is important to comprehend the text as an input. I would like to give thorough guidance to aspiring teachers so that they can read aloud with confidence when standing at the front of the classroom. I'd like to research together with the students what kind of reading instructions are most effective for junior and senior high school students.